Hello, welcome to the pet room. David Bradley here. I have dug out what I believe to be the last 4040. It's up here, way up here. There are 7 in front of me. Now, this one, it has no screws in the hinge. So, let's see. Oh, that's a beautiful sound. So, it makes it very difficult to flip it open without doing things. Anyway, it's on. Turn on the computer, it's hooked up. It makes the right noises. Oh, that door's a little wonky. That one works pretty well. This one's kind of sticky. Well, first thing to do, put a disc in. It's a catalog D0. And it does. So then we'll grab a random disc. Say catalog D1. And it does. Now, it's funny because, I've had these things for a while. As I think back, I remember there was one drive. I don't know which one, but it would work fine until it heated up, and then weird things would happen. So could this be the one? I don't know. So, Mr. Andrew, I am recording you now. Okay. Let's see here. Maybe we'll just try. Well, first thing, hang on. What have I done? I'm just going to try, for fun, back up D0 to D1. Let's see what happens. That seems to be a pretty good way to check things out. But anyway, am I worried about... Oh, that's kind of dirty up there. Am I worried about the missing screws from the hinge? No, not really. Because... Oh, there's a butterfly. There are others here that are having hinge issues, but there are parts. So I will get that resolved. I shall. But yeah, that one looks a little dirty. Might even have some signs of some rust. But it's hard to tell in the vents here. Maybe it's just dirt. I just don't know. I will take a magic eraser. Yeah, it could be rust. Whatever. Anyway, this is, as far as I know, the last 4040. I believe. Although I'm still... This one here has issues, and I want to get them resolved. I want to have these all... Well, I mean, if it's not going to get resolved, it's not going to get resolved. But I would like to have them all figured, that I know what's parts and what's not parts. And then stop with the fixing. It's funny, I look over here, look back, the screen is sometimes doing strange things. And I'm not sure why. Anyway, yes, once these are done, oh, and it seems to be done. Let's see. It does seem to have worked. All right. So we'll try a little backup D1, 2, D0. It's funny, I did it again. But not that time. It's like it's suddenly a whole lot brighter. There it is again. I don't know what's going on. It's very strange. Maybe I need to push this here on my nose. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah. So, tidying up, cleaning up, lubricating things, stuff. Get out, because got to get the family portrait done. Because then it's done. And I've only been waiting like years for this. So I'll have to figure out where these will go in the family portrait. Because, oh my. I figure way back there, probably now it looks in the dark. There's another chair. I can pull that out. See, it doesn't. It would be nice if everything shows, but everything isn't going to show. So maybe I can stack things over there. And I certainly have lots of pets on the floor. Part of it's going to be right now is just getting the stuff out of here that doesn't need to be in here. There's more 8050s to come in, probably an 8250 or two. Yeah, and scary thing is, and I might just have to forget about it, because it may not be possible. Under the back table, I think there's an 8250. But I want to get everything in, but it would be challenging to say, oh, are we done? It would be challenging. Are we done? Did we copy? That might have seemed a little fast, but it seems to be okay. So I think I will load, or deload, as the case may be, the copy till OK3, which does the formatting. I'm going to change the ID on this disk so that I can make sure it's actually done it. And if this is indeed the disk drive, there we go, if it craps out after it heats up, I'll know by the time this is over. And if that is the case, I know I did replace some things on the board, thinking, oh, I can figure this out. And of course, it didn't make any difference. And the only other way, if it isn't this one, there's got to be another one. And if it isn't, if there isn't another one, then it's this one. And somehow, whatever it is, sorted itself out. And I can't imagine that to be true. I feel a sneeze. I'm trying to suppress it. Perhaps the need to sneeze has passed. Anyway, so this is copying, and there's one thing, though, before I say that's it and start gathering exclusively to get the picture done. I think I just have to get the MSD to and bring it up here. I just have to. Do I suspect it's going to work? No, I don't. Would I like it to work? Yes, I would. But I seem to remember there is some capacitor things that fail on the drives themselves. Anyway, I will search the internet. I will find the answers. I would love to have the drive working again. They are quite the thing. And they back up faster. And they're just cool. I don't know how many were made. I don't know how many were sold. But they certainly were highly prized, especially in the world of people who had both these, not these, but both had the PET and the 64. Because there you had it. Commodore never made, that I heard of, a dual drive for the PET. Not for the PET, for the 64. Unless, of course, you had an interface and you used a 4040 or 2040 or an 8050 or an 8250. But they never had a specific, just bring it home, plug in your serial cable, and away you go. They did not. Anyway, it's a good thing. It would have been nice if somehow the IEEE and the serial communicated with each other, that you could have done things between the two. But they did. Whatever. Whatever. Alright. Well, this is going to be tortured. I know what it's like to be tortured. So, what am I going to do? Well, I suppose I should be planning. Well, see, I'm not finished with these drives. This is probably going to crap out. I'll probably end up, well, I'll have to do something with the hinges. And who knows, it may be that I swap the circuit board, because if I just can't figure out what's going hot on it, then maybe I just need to swap it out. Because I do have, I think, a couple of spares. Because down here, there are 3 sort of disemboweled drives. There are. So I'm thinking it may be a good thing for the picture that in that very far corner where there's a dark chair now and there's an 8050 on it, maybe I should just, not on the chair, but from the ground up, stack the drives. But I have to be careful. And I suppose I probably should go to maybe like Home Depot or somewhere and try and find more. Oh, it finished, but it didn't finish. More of these screws. These are the screws that make sure that the lid on the 4040 and the 2040 upgraded to a 4040 has been secured. And I know I'm missing a bunch of them. I think maybe I did not put in what I thought I put in. I did. I think I just did the copy thing. I didn't do the 10 times thing. Yes. We will deload. Copy 10 times. Right. Go run. And we'll let that go and go and go again. Anyway, I will see. But I think the Amiga boxes will go. It is tempting, of course, to put disk drives and some things on top of the pets over there without hurting them. But also, I don't want to collapse any cables. That makes sense, and I think it does. And then, of course, I do have to figure out, how am I going to be in this picture? And who knows? I would rather, well, I think there's going to be various versions of it, but maybe one of them I'll do like a Carl Hilton of the Transactor, and I'll just stand in the back corner, kind of peek in, wave. We'll see. Anyway, so this drive is going to be tormented, and I will be tormented if it dies. But I can't imagine that I knew there was one that would overheat. That was the one that I did the extensive experiments with a little fan, where I would have the fan inside, not turned on. The drive would do its thing. Everything would be fine, and then suddenly it wouldn't, and then I turned the fan on, and within a few seconds it would be fine again. But what was the culprit? I don't know. I just don't know. All right, well, I kind of know what I got to do. One thing I was doing over on the table behind me is, and that's how I ended up with this disk drive hidden there. I was putting disk drives underneath some of the pets, which I thought would be good for the picture, and I think it is. Although I think I need to make slight adjustments so that the drives um, are at the front. But I got to make sure that I don't end up scratching the drives and doing that. So I may have to put something on top of the drive, because of course all of these things they have great feet on them, but they do have things sticking down through the bottom, and you can put a big scratch into something if you're not careful. So, as I said, we're not done with the 4040s, but we're getting there. And this one is looking promising. So the last two, actually the last three, the dirty one, transactor one, and the one that I think has the heating issue, have all been working quite fine. It's this one. This one torments me. So, well, we'll let this do its thing, and I will begin to contemplate what else I have to do. One thing I will do for the family portrait, I will put the shroud back on this table, which basically means a black sheet. Just like at the trade shows. Hide everything under the table. No one will know that you've got your lunch there, and that's where other things that may not be particularly secure, but they're more secure, have been hidden under a table. And I think my lamp will go, and other things will go, and probably the Amiga boxes, and then basically get the big things sorted and figured, and then work in the little accessories like the Commodore phone and the 8010 modems and other things. And there are Commodore shirts and stuff. And then sort out the lighting, which of course I can't really get into the far corner at the moment to do anything with lighting. And I'm not going to move tons and tons of things. Okay, how are we doing? We are copying. We are copying. We are copying. And then there will be the placement of the accessory boxes, of which the ones for I do have a pet box, an original pet box, and I'll see if I can figure out a spot where I can put that. But I do figure I will leave some of the 64 and the VIC-20 and other such things. Maybe not all of them, but some of them. But right now, I think I'm going to let this torture and be tormented. And perhaps, maybe, I will go to the basement and get the MSD2 and see what's what. Or what else is there? I mean, there's always something to do. I know I have some white lithium grease, but I don't know where it is. Probably in the garage. And it's one of those things I think if I were to use it, I would get. It may be actually for more automotive things, but it's still the same stuff. I might get it and spray it into a cup or something, and then take a Q-tip and apply it to the rails. Anyway, always something to do. But this drive sounds good. So, thanks for being here. We'll see you again soon, perhaps, as the saga of the 4040s continue. By the way, just so you know, from what I can tell, there's 7 here, 6 okay from what I can tell, though this is still the jury's out. And there are 3. So I had 10. Did I know I had 10? No, I did not. things happen. Anyway, thanks for coming. Bye for now.